Alright everybody, today we're going to be doing another Nomad survival character guide, and today we are doing my favorite character, which is going to be Cultist. Cultist is available at the beginning of the game, so right when you buy it, you don't have to unlock it or anything like that. And actually, you might have to unlock it. I could be a dirty liar. Let me double check real quick. I don't think you do. Yeah, okay, because I didn't see it under the unlocks right here. Ratfolk Archer is the first one. So yeah, Cultist, available at the beginning. Like always, since you're moving up 1, the SP cost is going to go up by 100. 300 is still not a lot. This goes off very consistently. The weapon skill is called Blood Curse. You curse a random enemy, causing them to explode and die instantly, damaging nearby enemies. And so the Cultist one-shots any mob. Doesn't matter what it is. It one-shots everything outside of bosses. And then it does a little AoE explosion that deals damage. I love the Cultist. I think it has the best clear speed of any of the characters, specifically looking at the weapon skill. And as it levels up, the base damage is increased, this is for the explosion. It's not for the ability, because as you'll see when we get into the game, it does 99999 damage, so you can't really increase that. But the explosion radius increases and the damage increases. So the Cultist, I specifically think, works the best with the Nomad. The reason being is that, so look at the Berserker, right? Inflict double damage, but you lose HP. You don't need to deal double max damage. There's no reason. Obviously, it would help with your other weapon skills, but for the most part, you can leave all of your clear to your weapon skill. So I don't really think you need the double damage, and having that negative of not being able to get HP back, it's just not worth it. Poxbringer, same kind of thing. Having it deal your max damage as an overtime kind of defeats the purpose of the weapon skill. I think this is like an extreme contradiction to what the Cultist does. So Poxbringer and Berserker for the Cultist, I give a 1 of 10. Do not pick these. The Voidwalker, it's a little bit okay. I don't think you really need to worry too much about getting hit early on. It's not really super important. Can you go this? Yeah, it's all right. So I'll give it a 3. I don't think it's very important. Summoner, same thing. There's absolutely no reason to go Summoner here. Summoner does nothing for you. It's good for the boss, but you'll see, since your weapon skill is so good, you can just pick weapon as skills based around dealing boss damage. So something you don't need to worry about. Summoner, I'm going to give it a 1 also. Just do not pick the Summoner. The Merchant, see, now this is one that can work depending on what you want to do. If you don't really have like a plan and you're just going to kind of go whatever, you can definitely go the Merchant. Like I was saying, your weapon skill is so strong that your weapon skills aren't super important. And before minute 7, when the first boss spawns, you're more than likely going to pick up at least, 1 magic missile, 1 fireball, 1 icicle barrage. You'll probably get 2 or 3. And with the bonuses that the Merchant gives you, with the amount +1, those skills are significantly stronger. And then around the fact that you get a bonus roll with the relic, you're going to be guaranteed 16 relics, and you'll probably get 1 for fireball or magic missile. So with those in mind, this pretty much fixes your problem for boss damage. So the Merchant, you can play the Merchant. I'll give it a 6 just because it's a little inconsistent, but I would 9 times out of 10 always go Nomad for these extra rerolls. And we're going to do double XP mode just so I can show you a couple things. So the thing that, like, the one negative I have for the Cultist is that you can't aim your ability. So in the beginning of the game, you'll probably take a little bit of damage. Spectral Sword is a 100% need. You need to pick up Spectral Sword. There's absolutely no reason for you to not. It doubles your damage. It is fantastic. It is such a strong ability. You don't have to put in any points after that. One is more than enough. And I already got Magic Missile and Fireball. And like I explained in, I think, every single video I've done so far, the reason why Magic Missile and Fireball are so strong is because they target the nearest enemy. This means you can consistently damage the boss. So now on to what skills I would pick up. So you don't need to worry about damage because your damage is maxed. It's going to one-shot everything. So the most important things for you to pick up outside of Fireball, Magic Missile, or Icicle Barrage is definitely going to be SP regen. The whole point of the Cultist is for you to be able to do your weapon skill as many times as possible. Obviously, whenever you see study or item pickup range, I always recommend that because that's something that helps you level up. But other than that, yeah, you're good to just go with SP regen as definitely your top one. Weapon skill size is really, really good for your explosions. The explosion based off when you kill an enemy is impacted by weapon skill size, so it is always a good idea to pick that up. I believe that Ascension is a very strong pickup because the second level of Ascension right here increases your SP regen. This is just a nice little extra way for you to get bonus SP regen. The reason I picked up Colorless Glyph is so that if anything ever did get next to me, you can just kill it. For the most part, nothing's going to get close to you, so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, look how large the AoE explosions are for the corpse explosion. I mean, you don't have to worry about anything getting close to you. And then if you just max out Ascension, you'll get so many nice little passives that you don't have to worry about anything else. But this is why this is my favorite class. You just literally don't have to worry about anything. It's absolutely disgusting. And then when you throw in Spectral Sword, that just basically cleans up whatever you don't kill. Chain Light Chalk, I won't lie. If you're ever playing any build with any character, with any heritage, Chain Light Chalk is never a bad skill to pick up. It's good for both clear, and it's alright for bossing. I don't want to say it's like an amazing bossing skill, because you can't consistently hit the boss with it, but when it does hit it, it does hit for a nice chunk. So definitely something to consider. But yeah, as you can see, I think the Cultist is the best for clear. You don't have to worry about anything. This is clearing significantly faster than any of the other classes. The only thing that you could say might be able to compete is going to be the Divine. And that I'll show you guys later on. I don't personally like playing the Divine because its ability limits you in your movement. You can't move when you do the Divine's ability. And I don't like that. I like being able to move around and stuff like that. So for me, I'm going to be a pain in the butt and, you know, be upset about that. We almost have Magic Missile to max level too, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, I'm playing on double EXP. Don't assume you'll be this level. This is why achievements don't count on double EXP, because it's so fast. See now, onto one of the reasons why I love the Cultist so much. It's because of that exactly. It can one-shot both the crystal chests on Dry Marsh and the portals on this map. It can one-shot them. That saves you so much time. It saves you time. It makes it to where, I know at least for me when I first started playing the game, especially on Dry Marsh, having to kill those chests so slowly, and it makes you really play around the chest. It just puts you in some really not optimal positions, to say the least. And having the cultist one-shot the chest is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, in my opinion. So with SP regen almost to max, it just, you see it, it's just going around in circles. Very, very, very fast. Let's see if we can max out. Magic Missile. Alright, here comes the boss. And this is why I go Magic Missile and Fireball. You don't have to worry about it hitting anything else. You're guaranteed to hit. So yeah, I'm a little biased in regards to Cultist because it's definitely my favorite class. The reason being, it's clear is the best. In my opinion, there's nothing that can more consistently put out damage and also like allow you to get the EXP basically. So what I mean by that is the Divine, which I'll show you guys in another video because I'll be doing a Divine class video. The Divine can't move when you do your ability. And so since you can't move, you're not able to go and get that EXP. Obviously, if you get the item pickup range to max level, you don't have to worry about it that much. But I don't think the Divine does anywhere close to the damage that Cultist does. And that's because Cultist one-shots everything. And its explosion also one-shots everything, for the most part. And when you get your SP regen up to like 6 or 7, you're pretty much just consistently every second casting one of those. So as long as the mobs come pretty stacked, which they normally do, especially on Crossroads, you don't have to really worry about normal mobs. So the Cultist weapon skill itself completely makes it to where you can pick any weapon skill you want, and you can specifically play around what weapon skills you want for the bosses, because you don't need to take another weapon skill for killing mobs. I pick up Colorless Glyph on every single build I do, just because I feel like that gives you some extra insurance. So like when it's probably around like 3 minutes, there's a large increase in mobs that spawn, a significant amount. I mean, it fills up your whole screen. But with Colorless Glyph level 1, you're able to just walk through all of those mobs. It just makes your life easier. It makes you clear more mobs faster. That way, in that instance, you're able to just get as much experience as possible. So yeah, it's just you go, you get your Fireball, you get your Magic Missile, you get Icicle Barrage, or you get whatever you guys specifically love for bossing, and you can just play around that. You don't have to worry about the relics, you don't have to worry about anything. You could go whatever you want. The only thing I think is required is one skill to kill a boss. Outside of that, SP regen is the main pickup, and everything else is whatever you feel like. I think Ascension's always a great weapon skill to go on any class, but other than, you know, a boss skill and SP regen, you can play this class however you want to. And to me, that's the most important thing for a game like this, is being able to play however you want. So I'm gonna give Cultist a 10 because I'm biased. I might even give it an 11 because I just think it's that much better than all the other classes. If you guys agree, let me know down below. If you have a class that you think is a little bit better, definitely let me know and I'll try it out. I know that Necromancer can be very strong, so we'll take a look at that later on. But as always, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you like the videos, and I will see you guys on the next one.